can start.
Okay. So good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. It's evening here in the UK. So I would say good evening, everyone. So today discussion would be about just 1 second. Let me get my screen set and ready to go. So today's discussion will be beyond automation, how AI is re-engineering the modern sales engine. I mean, because now the new all nuances to AI coming to play. Everybody's scared that AI is coming for their job. But I would say to people, to my mentees, I would say to my friends, to my colleague, that rather than being scared of change, how can you imbibe this change into your workflow? How can this make you a better product marketer? How can this make you a better sales person? So yeah, this discussion pretty much will be all about that. So the purpose of this discussion is to move sales managers, account executive, SDR leaders, moving them from using AI as a tax automation to using AI as a strategic partner that makes sales better, that makes you a better salesperson, a better product market person, and also it will give you a practical 30 to 40 days path to value where you can measure it and also you can scale. So this slide shouldn't or this discussion shouldn't take more than 30 minutes, just so that we can have time for questions and answer. 10 minutes, or yeah, 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes thereabouts for questions and answer. Yeah, pretty much. And yeah, so today's discussion is also suitable for not just sales rep alone, not just SDRs alone. It's also suitable for VPs of sales, suitable for rev hubs, sales managers, product marketers, like I did mention. Yeah, so my name is Uche Olaitan. I am a product marketer and salesperson. I have over 8 years experience in the tech space. I mean, I've worked with clients along around the FMCG, banking, fintech, technology consulting, and education, which is where I am at the moment, edtech. So yeah, so like I said, automation. Let me just move to the next slide. Yeah. So beyond automation, yeah, what is beyond automation? How is AI re-engineering the modern sales engine? So that's a big buzzword. I'm going to break it down just so that we understand what we are here for. How can this impact us? How can you imbibe this to your daily sales flow? How you can eat your quota, how you can be that top sales rep in your place. Even for managers, how can you be strategic? Because yeah, there are a lot of AI tools out there, so many sellers at your door, and you don't want to see yourself just getting so many tools. And the tools are not they're not get eating up to their your expectation. They're not maximizing it. So yeah, I'm not, like I said, I'm not here to add more bolts to what you're currently using. I'm here to ensure that you win back your seller time, that your reps time by time and also by precision. At the end of today's discussion, you will know where to start your next Monday, what to measure by Friday, and how to show lift by the end of 30 days or by the end of the quarter. So today's agenda, we're going to look at what is broken at the moment. What are we doing that is broken? What are the challenges that we are facing? What changes with an AI sales engine? How to implement this change? Proof point and also next steps. Yeah, that's what today's discussion will be about. So before I proceed, I want to start with a quick audience poll check. So my quick audience poll, I don't need you to answer, give me any responses to the question I'm asking you. It's just to test my audience. So currently, are you who is already using piloting AI in their sales workflow? I mean, in terms of your forecasting, in terms of co-coaching, personalization, my guess is 90% of us are already using AI. We're already using there's so many ones here. There's Gong, there's iStan by Salesforce. There's so many one from HubSpot. I guess, like I said, 90% of us are already using this. But let's ground this to today's reality. So yeah, back to it. So beyond automation, also the next thing I want to mention is unlocking the future of sales with intelligent technology. And what I want us to think of AI. I want whatever background or whatever thing we've heard about AI, whatever knowledge we have about here. I want us to reshape in our mindset right now. I want us to think of AI as an always analyst and coach that can help us to prioritize, that can help us to prep talk track, that can help us close the loop at every touch point. Yeah. I want you to start shaping your mindset right now. Think of AI as your body. I think that's the right word. Think of AI sales engine as your body. Not just that, think of it as something that would complement your work. Now you know the methodology. You have years of experience in your belt, but think of it as something that would complement your work rather. Yeah. So let me just move now. So the sales landscape today, what are the challenges that you're facing, that we are seeing, that people are facing? What are the opportunities? Now, quotas are being missed, not just for lack of talent. I mean, you see sales rep complaining, and it's not that bad when we say 7 or 6 years ago, but you see people are missing their quotas, and this is not due to lack of talent, but due to scatter and slow cycle. Because sales managers, VP of sales, the companies are using so many tools. At times, the data are not cleansed, and we see that sales rep are in that loophole of trying to do so many administrative work. For example, I have been in a place where half of my time, especially my early days of being an SDR, half of my time I used for administrative work. There is no so much time for me to prospect my customer, also to look at red flags, green, even the so-called pipelines that I see that in my green flags. I see myself going deep into that loophole of a lot of administrative work, which can be very tiresome. Not just that, the buyer expectation has really changed. I mean, our buyers, they're also aware. They're also aware of the AI terminologies out there. Their expectations have really changed. So buyer expects speed. They also expect relevance. Also competitive hedge. Our competitors out there are also using our competitors out there are already using AI to shape in focus and to win faster. So if you're not changing your methodologies, if you're not finding a way that AI can sit aligned with your methodology, you will see that you are losing track. You will now become what people call old school, yeah, we can call that a buzzword, but actually in actual sense, you see yourself being an old school because you're not changing. Your competitors, even in the labor market, even your competitors, your company's competitors are changing. They're already using AI sales engine to improve the sales cycle, the sales process. I want to share a mini story. With this, I have a friend of mine who owns a startup where their reps were really struggling to hit quotas. Recently, what they've done is they've changed their manual list of building with AI, prioritize outreach. Same hours, the reps are using the same hours, but they have better focus. The AI sales engine has helped them to laser focus on what to do, how to do things right. And this resulted to them within 2 quarters, they flipped from being an under quarter to an over quarter. This is just a typical example of somebody that understands his challenges. And he work, he use the AI, use AI to automate the process, and that has helped him not just eat his quota, but exceed his quota. So we have to know that this is a challenge. Reps are struggling. The reason why reps are struggling is not because they lack talent, but because they are deep into that administrative work, which can be so much. Because I mean, I've worked with a company where we have activities targets. We have how many calls we should do in a day, how many emails we should write in a day, how many demos you should do in a day. Why we're not focusing on the things that would actually lead to us hitting our targets. And if you don't, like I said, if you don't work alongside with change, you see yourself going into that loophole and you see you're not going to be hitting your target. That's the actual fact. So what does beyond automation, what does it actually look like? Because you've been hearing that buzzword from me since I started beyond automation, beyond automation. So I'm going to be comparing tasks. Now I'm going to be comparing the traditional ways of automation, comparing tasks versus intelligence, that strategic intelligence that helps us guide or drive towards decision. Now, the traditional means of automation is like it helps you click the button versus the intelligent system. Now, the intelligent system change which button you should push, when you should push this button, and why are you pushing this button. It predicts, it guides, and it uncover hidden opportunity. Now, you're not just arguing intuition, but you're arguing intuition with evidence. That is what beyond automation is. That is how you can look beyond what you're currently doing, how you can embrace the change and use this change to make precise prediction that would help you, that would guide you, and also uncover hidden opportunity. Now, let's turn this into concrete capability. Yeah. Now, the sales meets the sales, meets the AI sales engine. These are the four pillars. Now, how can we make it a tangible day to day? Now, these are the four pillars of AI sales engine. The first one is predictive lead and account scoring. This helps us to surface high propensity prospects, updates calls daily. Now, the second one is conversation intelligence. This helps you in real-time coaching, objection handling, guidance during live sales calls. The next one is content generation. This helps us to automate personalized content, tailor it to precise to tailor it precisely to buyers, personas, and industry. Then the last but not the least of the pillars is seamless integration, which talks about unifying it to your CRM data. I mean, you have a lot of CRMs out there. We have the Monday.com, we have the Salesforce, and we have the Upsode, and so many CRMs out there. But this is seamless integration, the unified CRM data insight that breaks down informations into silos. Now, these are the main four pillars of AI sales engine. All of what I'm going to be talking about today is majorly on this. These are the pillars that has helped improve this change, that has helped you, that's going to take you from where you are not sure of to where you're going to, help you hit your quota, help your sales rep to work effectively, help them to maximize this change. Now, here is how this change how this changes a seller week. I'm going to be spotlighting Sarah. This is my AI Sarah here. Sarah is an account manager in a fintech company. Before AI, Sarah spent 40% of her time on administrative work and follow up, just like myself. Some month or some years ago, I spent 40. I think I spent more than 40%. If I'm going to personalize it, I spent 60% of my time on administrative work and follow up, just like Sarah here. But after the rollout, after the AI implementation, she has shifted to strategic conversation. She's now having strategic conversation and closing deal 25% faster. And what AI toolkits did she use? The first one is the AI generated emails, AI personalized generated emails, real-time call prompt, and auto scheduling. Imagine AI in all of these things. These are the things that she has to take time, spend hours to do herself, which slows her pace, and which is one of the reasons why she's spending 40%, and like myself, 60% of my time doing manual data entry, repetitive follow-up, and a lot of administrative work. So now, Sarah, another background story for Sarah here. Sarah has a stud deal with a risk averse CFO. The AI tool had already flagged new signal that one of the signal that the AI tool flagged was recent budget scrutiny and compliance updates, which suggests a cost reduction angle. He pivoted her next call to ROI, return of investment, and mitigate risks, which helps her get the green light within a week. You can see how Sarah has been able to, the AI tool has been able to show Sarah the red flag. With that red flag, she can go into her next meeting with the CFO on those things that would help the return of investment, which will help her mitigate the risk, and that helped her in getting green light within a week. Now, I just want to let me go back one step. I want us to take 10 seconds just to your think of your Sarah. Yeah, what are those friction? What are those things that you can remove first by what are those things that you can remove first? What are those friction that you're currently experiencing? So I want you to think of your Sarah, what friction, what are the things that you're doing so much, you see yourself doing so much, and those things do not impact on your sales number. It doesn't impact your decision. And at the end of the quarter, at the end of the month, you're telling your sales manager so many excuses without evidence. I just want you to take 10 seconds to think about that. Yeah. Now we're going to move to personalization is where this trust is being won. Yeah, because like you see with Sarah, she used AI generated personalized email. And the truth is personalization is where the trust is being won. I mean, this is just, let's talk about personal life. Yeah. If you are, there's a way you would address me by my name, I would feel conscious. There's this subconsciousness that comes to me that, okay, this person might be interested in this discussion with me. And that's why we tell our sales rep when you're addressing customer, call them by their name as opposed to using customer, customer, customer. This is just giving you a high level example. But yeah, very high powered personalization at scale. Now imagine tailoring your message dynamically based on buyer's behavior, based on industry trends, based on individual preference, all in real time. This is the power of AI personalization at scale. What this does, first of all, is data collection. The AI gathers all signals from the buyer interactions through their website visit, through email engagement, and social media activities. Now, not just that alone, persona analysis. The system identify whether you're speaking to a cost-conscious CFO or, I mean, in any situation, it might be an innovation focused marketing directors. Yeah, that's what the AI personalized thing is doing at that point. Another thing is the AI automatically adjusts your pitch. Now, having gone gather all of this information from the buyer interaction, their website, their LinkedIn, what are they talking about? What is this company? Where is your buyer? What are they talking about at that maybe at the beginning of the year or from their LinkedIn? What they are so be about? What is the next big thing for your what's it called now for your buyers? Yeah, after gathering all of this information, also identifying if you're speaking to a cost conscious CFO or an innovation focused marketing director. The next thing the AI powered personalization does is the AI automatically adjusts your pitch, your messaging, and the content just so that it resonates with each unique decision maker. You can imagine that not just that, this continuous learning, which is the machine learning part of artificial intelligence, the every interaction refines the AI understanding, making future personalization even much more accurate. Now with this, as compared to the old ways where you're doing things, I remember back maybe when I started my career, where we just look for our ICPs, we just smuggled some words together and sent to customers, and we're wondering why is our email outreach, why is it not bringing out responses? Even for the fact that customers are opening your emails, but you're not getting those responses back from them because you're not doing the right thing. You're not eating the nail on it. You're not personalizing those that email towards them. An AI powered personalization would do all of those gather all of those signals from you, from their website, from the buyer's interaction on LinkedIn, from different places, identify who your persona is, and adjust your pitch so that the messaging you're sending out to the outreach or your cadence you're sending out to the CFO, the decision maker, whoever your buyer is hitting the nail on the head rather than just sending generic. You can imagine there are a lot of buyers and sellers out there doing the same thing the whole way, and you're doing something different. It would definitely speak to who your buyer is because the email or messages you're sending to the buyer is hitting the nail on the head, is speaking to your buyer, whoever your buyer is at that point. Yeah. Now, personalization one side, the other thing is predicting risks because apart from personalizing outreaches to customer, how is AI predicting risks? Now, this takes me to the data-driven decision making. This is the new skill compass. Yeah. Just 1 second. I want us to replace our gut feel. I do that a lot as a salesperson. Our gut feel where I'll be like, oh, I think this deal is gonna close here based on my conversation with this customer. I think this is no. I want us to replace our gut feel with predictive signals because there are always signals. If you have the right to, you've done your outreach, there are always signals that will let you know that something, even when your deals is sitting on green, there are times where the AI will tell you this is sitting on green, but there's possibility that this deal will slip away. Now, I want you to replace that your gut feel with predictive signal. Now, forecasting, which means forecasting will improve when we see risks early. This is very true. Our forecasting will definitely improve when we see risks early, like a stakeholder gap, which can be like a stakeholder gap, silence after pricing, or usage dip. When you have the right tools, even on your calls, your virtual calls, your team calls, you have the right tools on your calls. This can detect, this can help you improve your forecasting. Now, just like the graph I have here, I have a graph of an hardware seller. We have the black one here, which is the old traditional forecasting, and the blue is the AI enhancing forecasting. Now, this hardware vendor excuse me, saw a late quarter slip at flag three. Okay, one second. At flag three, you can see that the green deals the AI tool detected that the green bills are actually a risk, is at risk due to multi-threading gap. This is a deal that is signaling green to the customer, that is signaling deal to this seller. I mean, if I see green based on my AI tool, I'll be like, okay, this deal is definitely gonna come in. But you can say the AI tool was flagging risk due to multi-threading gap. And what did they do? What I would with the AI detecting it, the team were able to add two more stakeholder per account, and that has helped them save two out of the three before the quarter end. And that's the rise here. This is AI enhancing your forecasting because it goes beyond after you outreach to the customers, you are personalizing your message. How can this help you predict risks, detect this risk? So just so that when you're in your forecasting call as a sales rep, you're not committing the wrong number, or you're not committing the wrong best case, because with AI tools we are coming as a sales rep, this should be a terminology that we are used to, committing numbers and your best case. You're forecasting right based on what the AI insight has to give to you. But yeah, and what that means to managers, I mean, what this means is managers is that you can now review risks that are flagged in your pipeline meeting, assign owners and deadline, and close the loophole weekly. This is very good for managers because now you're not just taking your rep words for its words, but you're saying things based on evidence, based on the AI tool, because the AI, the machine learning, the AI tool has learned over time and is giving you this research, this insight based on evidence. Now, overcoming resistance. I mean, this is the talk of the day. I remember speaking to one of my friends that said, "Oh, our job is at tricks." I said, "Why did you say your job is at tricks?" They said, AI. I said, AI. AI is here to take up my job. And I said, why don't you change your mindset? Why don't you see AI tool as a complementary tool rather than it's going to take your job? Yeah. So I want us to have that. So overcoming resistance, human plus AI collaboration. So there are three truths I want you to know, and I want you to take it. And it's something that, especially in our sector, the product marketing and sales, there are three things I want you to look at. AI is going to be augmenting your work, not replacing it. The truth is, human relationship remain irreplaceable. They cannot replace, unless maybe we get to a point where everybody becomes a robot. Then we can think that AI is going to take up our job. But I don't think that's going to happen in a foreseeable future to come. So think of AI as an augmenting tool rather than a replacement. Like I said, human relationship remains irreplaceable. Now, adoption rides. So adoption rides on training and change management. How can manager, and this is to say to our VP of sales, our rev ops, our sales manager, how can you ensure that your sales reps are adopting this AI call tool? How are you training them? How are you also working towards change management? This is very important because a successful adoption requires comprehensive training program and strong change management to help your team embrace new ways of working. Now, the third truth that I want to mention, I've mentioned two now. The first one is augmentation or replacement. The second part is training and change management. The third is building trust through results. Yeah. So trust grows when grows through early wins. as one of our sales director put it, AI has given me a superpower, not a replacement. So early wins, visible improvements, help overcome skepticism and build confidence in AI powered tools across the organization. So this is a free truth I want you all to take take to your home, take to your work. That AI is here to collaborate with you, not to replace you. So um, yeah, not to replace. So where is this going next? So what is the roadmap like? I mean, we have to also say the truth to ourselves. There are some changes that would come in with the introduction of AI sales engine. Some change would definitely come in. What does 2026 and beyond look like for the product marketing team, for the sales team, for sales managers out there, for VP out there? What does the future hold for sales rep in 2026 and beyond? First thing is we should expect autonomous sales assistants to handle our first touch prospecting and scheduling. And for the fact that AI has come to stay, the truth is that some daily things or the things that we do, that AI is coming to take over. Now, like I said, do not be scared. It's not replacing you, but it's here to help you work effectively. It's there to help you maximize your potential. Above all, help you hit your target or whatever your quota is. Now, like I said, we should expect autonomous sales assistants to handle first touch prospecting and scheduling. Yes, come 2026 and beyond. The whole process of us doing it the manual way, AI is coming to take that part of it. The next thing is immersive buyer experience via AI generated virtual demos. All of this will compress evaluation cycle. Definitely. I mean, we've seen that happen now. Most times, what we do is what most sales rep would do is probably what's it called now? Record themselves doing demos or spending so much time doing demos. We would see AI changing buyers experience. We'll see how this would compress evaluation cycle. Next one is ethical AI and transparency. And this would table stake and differentiator. Responsible AI use, data privacy, transparent algorithm, and would become the key competitive differentiator in the marketplace. So those that are using AI ethically, using data privacy, because now with a lot of tools out there, we also need to be careful just so that we are doing the things right. I know that so many companies are trying to get AI auditors out there to ensure that we are doing things according to guidelines. Not to We don't want court cases where people are suing us for data privacy. As much as AI is going to gather all of these surveys, all of these insights, we also want to ensure that we are using AI ethically. So those are the things. This is the road ahead for sales in 2026. I would run it up again by saying autonomous sales assistants, immersive buyer experience, and ethical AI and transparency. Now let's get practical here. I think this takes me to the last slide. Let's get practical. What are your next steps? I want us, how can we embrace AI driven sales revolution? Now, how can we embrace this change? I've said a lot around how AI can personalize email sent, how AI can identify risks, how AI can reduce or, in fact, reduce our administrative tasks. I've been there, I've experienced it through my journey where I spent so many hours, precious hours that I should be using to properly prospect customers and do things that are right just to hit my quota. Now, we've talked about all of that, but what are next steps? How can you embrace this change? Just 1 second. How can you embrace this change? The first thing is start small. You can pilot leading to scoring and conversion intelligence to prove value quickly. You can pilot quickly. You can start small. There are a lot of AI tools that give trial period. Start small. Pilot AI tools to specific areas like lead scoring or conversation intelligence, just to prove value quickly, just to see, is this tool right for me? Would this help me for the managers in the call? Would this help improve my reps, the way they handle things, the way they handle late scoring and their conversation and conversation? That you can just pretty much start small. Next thing is to invest in training, which is very, very important. So your reps, ensure your reps are actually using the tools, because after you've invested in this tool, whether you're starting small, whatever your capacity is, ensure you're investing in training, because you won't want a situation where you've invested so much tools and your reps are not using it. And most time it's because of knowledge gap. So invest in training, empower your sales team with comprehensive training to maximize AI adoption and effectiveness. Now, the last one is measure and iterate. Yeah, you can track your you can track conversion lead, your cycle time, your forecast accuracy, and the scale what work. So continuous measure impact, gather feedback, iterate fast just to optimize your AI implementation. This is the next steps that I'm going to be leaving you with. Pretty much this would take me to the end of today's presentation. But I want to end this section with a note. I want you to leave with this note. And the note is AI will not sell for you. It's not going to sell for us, but it will set us up to sell better. So saying AI will not sell for us, at least that should calm you down to say that it's not picking your job, but it's going to help. It's going to it will set you up to sell better. Start with one slice, capture the wins, and scale up. Pretty much. Thank you so much for joining this call. Yeah. I don't know if you guys have any question for me. I would take any question right now. And yeah, pretty much that's it. Thank you for today's. Hi, hello. Are you still there? Hello.